How to create custom support structure for 3D printing. Hello everyone, this is my second video using this 3D scanned leg. In my previous video I've shown how you create these nice cuts to clean up at the edges. Now I'm going to show you how to make a custom support structure. If you're going to go to 3D print using SelfCAD slicer or any other slicer for that matter, you can create support structures, but they will usually be messy and not very easy to control. So in this idea, the technician wants to use them with a CNC router, so it needs to be something easy that we can use to install it on a CNC bed and work on it, so with minimum invasiveness and so on. So I'm going to show you here an example how to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to the move tool and center the object. Make sure it's completely centered. It's just easy, it's not a must, but it's just a good practice always when modeling. It gives you a reference based on the world coordinate system. So we have the world coordinate system. The object has its own coordinates. In this case, the object's coordinates aligned with the world coordinates, which is always the floor is the 0 on the y-axis, or if you set the different settings, then it's going to be the z, however you set your plane, your workspace. And then the other two directions are basically just the center of everything. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the same tool we used before to cut off this, which is cut with plane, but using it on different settings. So I'm going to go to the cut with plane tool, and I'm going to turn off this top bottom. I don't need this plane. I'm going to turn on the left right plane. And now what you see over here, this is 0. So this is the world coordinates. So I'm going to slice it exactly in the center of the mass. Now the mass is calculated basically kind of like a bounding box, which means surrounding the entire thing, encapsulating it into a box, and then the center of it, which we aligned with the world coordinates, is the center over here. You can obviously change this. For example, you want to do snap it over here. Oops, I clicked something wrong. Click over here and kind of align the plane over here, or make any custom offset. But in this case, I'm going to do it here. You can obviously repeat multiple, the same thing you can do just one, but you can do the same thing with multiple planes, but I'm going to show you just one support structure in this case. Now what you need to do here is next, you need to go to advanced settings and choose the option copy profile. We don't need actually to cut anything, just to copy the profile and click OK. So now what happened here is we copy this profile. So I'm going to inverse select and isolate this. So what you see, we have this nice profile over here, and I need only this section. So in order to get this section, I'm going to activate edge mode so I can select only edges, but I cannot select all of these edges. It's kind of tedious. So what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to select these edges that I want to remove just to the edge over here and delete. So what D is to break the path. So this is no longer a single path over here with this one. So they get a different path, and I'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to select here and actually hold down my control to deselect this edge, side edge, and click delete. Okay, so now once this is deleted, I'm going to activate the face mode over here and select this. Selects not the entire thing at once because I'm in face mode. So the face mode selects the entire path, but because I broke the path, I deleted faces, this is basically the path. And I'm going to go to inverse select to select the opposite and click delete. Now the reason I'm doing it this flow, because in this case this wasn't the issue, it was a clean path, but sometimes the object may have some kind of details that makes it having a lot of small different edges or paths and so on. So the fact that you select only what you need and inverse select everything else, make sure it deletes everything that is left over. So now what we're left with is we basically have this object over here. I'm going to go to resolution. The resolution will never change anything. It will just reduce the number of details. And just in case, just for the habit, let me look at the number of edges. I have 362 edges. I'm going to make it to 0. And actually we removed a lot of edges, which is just not needed, just extra edges. But it's not like simplify. Simplify may slightly change something, although it wouldn't be an issue over here. It's so subtle. But the resolution wouldn't change it even slightly, nothing. Just remove the extra edges. Okay, so now that we have this clear path over here, what we need to do here is we need to fill in the remaining kind of to make it into a path that it's going to bottom with the floor and bottom over here. For that, I'm going to go to 3D Sketch, and I activate this. I go to, first of all, to plane settings. Already had it on, so let me show you how to do it. you go to plane settings and you turn on the I don't need the bottom top plane, I need just this plane. You turn on the left right plane, which is the same plane we used to cut. And now I'm going to precision settings and I'm turning on the minimum angle step size. I already had it on to remember it, but it's not on by default. And you can make whatever precision, but 15 is good. So this makes sure that I can draw a straight line. So I'm going to snap it now, make sure snap to the edge over here. And actually if I turn on the wireframe plus mesh, it will show you the vertices. It's just easier to see. So you snap over here, I have to click on it. And you can see here, it's easy to draw a straight line because I'm just going to go down here. I need to go down till the bottom. And now I'm going to, oops, I clicked slightly. Okay, so I have this bottom edge here. And now I'm going to draw here until here. And that's it basically. You need to click here to confirm it. And apparently I did not click till the end. It's a little bit hard always to draw when you have something all the way in the bottom, like touching the plane. Sometimes it may be better to move it up slightly to make it easier to draw. But nevertheless, I think I was successful. And I have it over here done. So we have this profile done. So now what we're going to do here is I'm simply going to extrude this a little bit. So let's say I make it by 5. And now let's see which direction it is going actually. It's hard to see without turning this on. So let's show this mesh as well. I'm turning off this, just too detailed mesh. It makes it look, oops, turn on this, makes it look ugly. Okay, so what I'm going to do now here is I'm going to extrude in this direction. So this basically goes this side away. Okay, so which it's positive based on the world coordinates. See the X, the line goes, it's always a positive in direction of the line. So this is positive in direction of the line. And I'm going to finalize it. And obviously the numbers is not exact, but you can make it whichever 5 or less or more. And now I'm going to select, go to polygon, I'm going to select this polygon. And I'm going to extrude it now. Now positive is the opposite direction because positive is not always related to the direction of the world coordinates. It's the direction of the normals. So yeah, just to show you this part as well. Okay, so now we have basically something here that is 10. 5 from the center this way, 5 from center the other way, and we have this support structure over here that you can basically combine with this and slice them then without support. So you have this nice support, but the thing is this touch only, you see they start going down over here, so this actually touches only a fraction the center, but it's still good enough. You see this gap over here, so over here you have the gap, here maybe a little more. So it touches enough the object, but loose enough that it touches the perfectly hugging the object only in the center line where we started with, and then the remaining it goes off a little bit. So this should be enough for 3D printing, I think. If you need more, you can add another support, let's say here, another support over here. So you could do maybe the same thing 3 times, 3 supports, but it should be really clean support, and then you can basically 3D print them. So let me just go stitch and scoop them together. And if you do this stitch and scoop, it finds actually non-manifold edges. And I think the non-manifold is related to the initial mesh, but let's see if I can try to flip normals on this one. If it's, okay, so this is somehow not manifold, this mesh. It may be because the edges had some issues when I cut from this. So I'm going to use a magic fix, and yeah, tell me this is not manifold. So okay, so we manifold this, and now I'm gonna take this again, and now we're gonna go to stitch and scoop and union them together, and we are done. So now you go. So I can actually also delete this. I can go to material section and I can select this material, and just to show you what will happen if I split this off, I'm going to split this off, and just to show you what did the hide this away. So you can see actually we have this hole over here. This is how it intersected the object. So it intersected the object only slightly, some places not even intersected over here. They're just tiny intersections where you created the holes, and that's perfect for support. It's really simple basic intersection, and that's basically it. You can print this, and this is how you add your custom supports. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want me to show anything else. Bye.